Hey guys, Merry Christmas to you all. Hope you're having a good day. So what have you been thinking about?
Having a stare contest with the camera.
Oh, how's it going? I don't think it's gonna blink. Like ever. Christmas, it's coming up. How are you feeling with the whole Christmas season coming around?
Man, a lot of people think I'm a Grinch about Christmas, and I'm not. I believe Christmas is a time for family. I personally don't believe it's a religious thing, because I am agnostic, and we're not going to get into that. I'm sure there'll be like a flame war, or whatever. You know, I'm not about that. If you want to argue, you do it on your own turf. But for me, it's more about family, even though my family can be exasperating. But that's how Christmas is to me. And Mom had her Christmas party this week, and that was hell, and that was fun. And we got that done with. And now we're getting ready for Christmas Eve, where we will be going to my uncle's house. And then I'm going to come home and bitch about not being able to see the Doctor Who Christmas special, and then try and find it online and probably pirate it. How about you?
Well, you know what? One thing I do like about the Christmas season is I like people coming together with just the sense of wanting to give something to someone else, but I hate the greed that comes around the Christmas season. Like, you know, just so many people want nothing but just to get things for themselves, when that's not what this time should be about.
Get things for themselves? People really do that?
Well, like, take Black Friday, for instance. Like, people get killed all the time on that day just to save some money on a gift for, usually for themselves.
It's like that episode of South Park where the guy says he killed his son.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, how do you feel about that? And you start singing that song.
Yeah. That's a lot of how people feel around the Christmas season, and I just feel that you should be more oriented to the giving side.
More oriented?
Because that's what seems to be the most important part of the holiday.
Yeah, I agree. It's not even about gifts. Oh, fuck, who am I kidding? I mean, part of it's about getting gifts, because I'm not even going to lie about that. I mean, that's the best part. But the other best part is being with family. And greed,
it just gets in the way of everything.
And we're not going to be those guys that say, oh, it's all big commercialism, it's all Christmas, da-da-da-da-da. Shut the fuck up.
Commercialism is a lot of it, but I don't think it's completely overtaken by commercialism.
I don't even care. It's like, there's still things out there that you want, no matter how commercialized they are during Christmas time. There are still things you want for Christmas, whether you're willing to admit it or not. So, like for instance, I would love to have a new iPod. I was talking to my dad today about it. He's like, we bought you electronics for Christmas for years. This year, that's not happening. And I said, okay.
Well, I don't think anyone should ever be unhappy with gifts they get for Christmas, because
right.
You should just be happy with the fact that you got something at all.
At least someone's thinking of you.
Yeah. Like, there's people all over the world that don't get anything for Christmas. They don't have anyone to have anything, and I'm just grateful that there's people around that care enough to get me something.
I remember being in art class in high school, and we had a friend of ours whose name shall not be said, but she is a very dear friend of ours. At our table, we each had our own tables that we sat at with our own groups, and she said that she never got Christmas cards. So me and the two other people at this table made our own Christmas card, and we all signed it. And we gave it to her, and it was like the simplest gift you could give someone. There was no other gift in it, it was just a card. And we gave that to her, she opened it, and she started crying. She thought it was awesome. And she still treasures it to this day. She's told me every time around this year.
Well, that's the whole idea of Christmas, of just being happy that someone is thinking of you.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, she said that she never had a Christmas card. I'm like, man, that's fucked up. It's just, like, I don't really get Christmas cards, but I know people are still thinking about me because I get gifts. Yeah, I like Christmas. You should send me a Christmas card.
Alright, I will get a Christmas card for you.
Do it. I will. I'll put them on my wall. Danny, top 3 things you hate about Christmas. Besides what we've already bitched about.
Well, definitely what I've said already, mostly around the selfishness and the greed, but a lot of times what I really hate is the oversaturation of Christmas music and Christmas-themed items in stores way before the Christmas season.
And that's not even just a Christmas thing. That's like Easter. That's Halloween. I love Halloween, but it's
like I was at my local Walmart this October, the day before Halloween. They had started putting out Christmas things.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was ridiculous because it's not even Thanksgiving yet, and you're already focusing on 2 holidays ahead.
Yeah.
And I was actually at the store today. This being filmed 4 days before Christmas. There were Valentine's Day cards out. Can you believe that? This is now for almost 2.5 months. And there are Valentine's Day cards.
Please don't remind me.
You understand what I'm just...
Yeah. Well, there's 2 things. What's your last thing?
Thinking that things are more important than the people.
Right.
And Christmas is not the best time of year for me. I don't like the month of December in general, but I still take some time out of any day this month just to be thankful for what I have and for who I have around me.
Right.
What do you think, and what are your thoughts on that?
Mine are a little more personal. They're not as wide. Like, it's more dealt with family. And we were actually shooting some demo videos before this, and I just kind of went off on a rant about children complaining about getting clothes for Christmas. And I don't really understand this. And it could be like the nicest clothes you ever got, something that you would wear in your style, and you would still hate it because it's clothes for Christmas. You ignorant little shits. You're getting a gift from someone for clothes, especially since I'm 20 going on 21 in February. Anytime I get clothes, that's one less thing I have to buy going out into the world. And I just don't understand why people complain. Like, even socks. It's socks. I go through so many socks because we like to walk a lot.
Yes, we do. I actually go through about 2 pairs of shoes a year just from them literally falling off of my feet from how much I walk.
Yeah, man, take a look at these shoes. Look at this. Just falling apart.
I mean, those aren't nearly as bad as the pair of shoes I have in the other room that you can almost see my entire foot through them. Because
well, how long have you had those shoes?
A little over a year.
See, I've had these shoes for about 4 months. Secondly, would be when you're going to family get-togethers for dinner, and they call you out to come be social, and this takes place during Christmas and Thanksgiving, and it pisses me the fuck off. And not to sound like the ignorant teen, but I'm going to be that guy. They call me out to the table, and I'll sit there and I'll try and start a conversation with family, and it's already forced enough. You have family you don't ever talk to throughout the rest of the year, yet you come together for one fucking dinner, and then you're forced to talk to each other, and then when you try to talk about something you're interested in, and your dad or your mom's looking at you like, no, don't talk about that, that's not appropriate. And it's just like, what do you want me to say? I can't help it, I don't see these people throughout the year, what the fuck do you want me to say?
I think that's more of a problem with being an individual is very hard in a group of people.
Yeah,
and when you like certain things that the entire group around you doesn't really like or understand, you are instantly outcasted.
But it's not even that, because like I can sit there with my family and talk about the same things, but no, if we have like the big family get together, I'm not allowed to say certain things, you know. Fuck, I'm trying to remember what I was talking about at Thanksgiving. I think I was talking about Doctor Who. and they didn't know what the hell I was talking about, and I just kept going on and on about it. And I was telling them about how they won't let me record the Doctor Who special, and my dad was just like, shh, shh. I'm like, why are you shushing me? It's true. And going along with that, they call you out to the table to be social, and then when they don't allow you to be social, I just go back to my room and shut the door.
Well, for me it was always a little different because I'm the youngest in my family. I have like all my siblings, all my cousins, everything.
Same.
So other people around like the age of 12 or 13, they were allowed to sit at the adult table.
Oh, dude, I've never sat at the adults table.
Yeah, they were allowed to sit at the adults table and have conversations with the rest of the adults. Me, as long as I can remember, I was never allowed to sit at the adults table. I was always viewed as the baby and the little kid, no matter how old I got.
See,
and it always annoyed me when my cousin, who was only 2 months older than me, sat over there, and I was still on the other side at the kids' table.
I've gotten sneaky with it through the years. This is what you gotta do. I don't know if this will apply to you, but they have, at my aunt's house, which is where we go Christmas Day, day after Christmas, whatever, they have their kitchen, which is where the kids' table is, and then they have their own little dining room where all the adults and older kids sit. What I would do is, after everyone's done eating dinner, they would have coffee. So I would go get a cup of coffee, and while everyone else was doing something, I would go sit at the adults table with whoever was left there, which was usually my dad, my uncle Steve, my great aunt Shirley, just whoever else was there.
You have a great aunt Shirley?
I do have a great aunt.
I always thought those were imaginary.
I have a great aunt Shirley, and she is your stereotypical little old woman, adorable. Okay, third part is when family members talk to you about stuff you don't want to be asked about. There's the list. Let's make a list. 1, how's college?
Any schooling. Even
How
in
are your
high
grades?
School, even in high school. Because any person you talk to automatically asks about that. You're so tired, you're so burnt out of answering those questions.
Do you have a job? How much are you making? Do you like your job? Do you have a girlfriend yet? Why not? What's her name? Where'd you meet her?
Are you gay?
Are you gay?
I
think what else?
I actually have gotten that one from my grandparents.
Oh my God.
Times. I mean, I have a girlfriend now, and that kind of clears up the whole "am I gay" thing. But
yeah,
for a long time there was them asking if he's gay, not me. But continue with the list.
Can I add a fourth one onto this?
Yeah, sure.
Fourth one would be when there's that age gap between our generation and then like my great aunt Shirley. I remember being in line at Thanksgiving, and I was cutting a pie, and they had like the thing that you scoop the slices out with, and I went to go cut the pie with that, and she was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just cutting the pie." And she's like, "That's not a pie cutter. That's the pie piece lifter," or whatever the hell she said. And I'm just like,
you can use it.
I'm just like, yeah, you can use this. And she was like, no, get a knife. Why? I'm just cutting slices. It's like a pizza.
Slices. How do you cut a pie wrong?
And she was like, the lines aren't straight. You're not making equal pieces. I'm like, I'm like, you cut it then. She was like, no, you're doing it. Then shut the fuck up. And I was talking to my mom about this afterwards. I'm like, yeah, great Aunt Shirley was giving me a bunch of shit tonight. She was kind of being bitchy. And my mom was like, no, she wasn't. She was just joking.
You never say that any elderly member of your family is getting bitchy.
And I told her, I said, I took it with a grain of salt. I kind of half figured she was joking. But I said, it's still pissing me off. It was still annoying me that she was giving me a bunch of shit. My mom was like, oh, she was just joking. She's a little old lady. She's just joking.
You have to respect
your elders. I'm like, I do respect her, but it was kind of annoying when I'm trying to just get a slice of fucking pie, and I'm getting trash talked behind me by this fucking little old lady. Fuck's sake.
Well, I guess what we're, just the whole point here is, Christmas is a time to be with your family and enjoy your life and everything that's happening, and too many things get in the way of that, and people lose sight of what's really important. So I guess this holiday, just don't forget what's important. I guess.
Can I end with my own carol?
Yeah.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me nothing because she's getting married to another guy.
Yeah, just don't lose sight of what's important, guys. Just have fun this holiday. Anything else to add?